Hello all, Chive here. I know this is rather late compared to when I'm trying to do them weekly during the weekend, but I have had a whirlwind. I finished my exams last week, thankfully, on Thursday, and then I had my award ceremony on Friday, which was amazing. Got to dress up all pretty, and I had a friend stay over. And then since then I've been trying to sort stuff out in terms of Hex, and it's just been crazy. And people that know it's selection time and I'm running for prefect, amongst other things. So yeah, before I get into what I did last week and what I've done today, yeah. Well, what I was sorting out today for what I started to do last week, and what I plan on doing this week is I'm going home tomorrow. For those of you that don't know, I'm currently studying at university, and I'm in university accommodation, as you can see. But I'm going home tomorrow until results day, and I'm going to be home for about 3 weeks. But I don't know how I'm going to go about recording, because I won't have this sort of setup, whereas such an easy way to record. So it might be a case of I'll do audio recordings and then make graphics for you to look at while I do the audio recordings or something. I'll try and I'll think about it and I'll work it out, and then if there's a video, there should be a video next week. It'll either explain, you'll see how it works out or whatever. But yeah, I'm so excited to go home. I've got my train tickets booked and everything. It's like, yay. So last week I did 3 items. Well, I did 2 items and I started another item. So the first item I did was number 73, have a sleepover. And the way this worked, let me find the thing. Find the form for you. There's the form. Right, the way this worked and the way that this happened was for my award ceremony. I was offered up to 2 tickets for my award ceremony, and there was no guarantee that I was going to get them. And I managed to get them both, and I was so excited. And my friend that I invited along, she commutes to university, so she ended up sleeping on my floor the night of the award ceremony. So we had a sleepover, and but yeah, no, so basically it just talks about typical teenage sleepovers, about pillow fights and stuff, and I won't bore you with it. But yeah, and then the opposite side, it was like who slept first, what did you eat, what did you get up to, and stuff like that. So nothing really much. But basically we came to mine. I picked up from the train station, and we came to mine, and we got all pretty-fied for the award ceremony. And I went over a couple of friends, and we had wine and mint chocolates and stuff as we did our hair and our makeup, and we got into our dresses and stuff, and it was an amazingly fun time, dolling up for once, because neither of us doll up that often. So yeah, that was fun. And then we went to the award ceremony. We got a taxi because it was late at night, and the award ceremony was so pretty. Had a free glass of champagne. First ever time I've ever had champagne. It was decent stuff as well. It wasn't even cheap, apparently. People were commenting about it. I don't really know the difference, but yeah, glass of champagne, that was quite fun. Got some free food. It was like a meal sort of thing. You had to go and get a plate of your food, but then we all sat down and had a proper meal. And that was nice, and it was really pretty. There was loads of balloons and streamers and stuff, and we had a live, I say jazz band. There was a saxophone player, a drum percussion player, a trumpet player, and there was a bass guitar and an acoustic guitar, I think it was. Yeah, and they were an amazing band, and they were playing that the entire time we were eating, etc. And to say I don't like jazz, because the reason I don't like jazz is that I've listened to too many beginner saxophone players. It's ruined the sound of a saxophone for me. But I thought he played beautifully on Friday, so I was impressed. And we came down to the awards, and there was all sorts of awards. Some that were ones that I hadn't heard of before and stuff, but I had a few friends win awards, so that was exciting. Yeah. And there was this we had a raffle and all sorts, and I didn't win the raffle, which was sad, but all it would have won was a Happy Camper bag, and I don't think anyone would have heard of that outside of England. But basically, one of the awards is the best entrepreneur within the university, and last year it was awarded to the Happy Camper Company, which was based by a guy who's doing business degree, I think it is, and he's got an entire company, and it's grown so much within a year that he's funding and sponsoring music festivals, and he sponsored some of the award ceremony and stuff because he's gotten that much funding and that much money from this little project that he decided to do as part of his degree, which is amazing. And it's something like £60 for a Happy Camper package, and you turn up to your music festival and like your tent and everything's set up, and then you've got everything set up ready for your music festival, and all you have to do is pay for that extra amount. I think it's something like £60 per person or something, but to say that it's all set up for you, it's really easy, and it's like you can take all the stuff home with you, or you can give them back and they give you like a price back if it's in a good enough condition that they can reuse the kit or something. So yes, and then after the award ceremony, which ended at like 10 o'clock, we went for a late night Sainsbury's run. For you that don't know what Sainsbury's is, it's a supermarket here in England, and we were running around the aisles in our heels because there was people drunk and we were scared, and we wanted to get out of our heels as quickly as possible. At this point, we'd been on them for like 4 hours, so yeah, we got snacks and stuff, and then we came back to mine and we were sat up watching Battle Royale. It's an amazing film. We both love it. It took us forever to pick a film, but we both love Battle Royale, so we chose that one. And if you don't know what Battle Royale is, you should search it up. And before people say, oh, that's like what Hunger Games is, well, it is said that Hunger Games is based off of Battle Royale, and Battle Royale tried to sue Hunger Games because basically they took their idea, but that's politics and completely different story completely. But yeah, so we had a fun sleepover watching Battle Royale and eating like cookies and reduced cookies because of the time of night, and it was just like, yes, it was pretty good, pretty epic. And then we had eggy bread for breakfast. I made us eggy bread. Yeah. If you don't know what eggy bread is, it's like French toast where you soak your bread in like an egg mixture, egg, milk and paprika mixture, and then you fry it in a frying pan, and it's really nice and really tasty but really greasy. But yeah, so that was item number 73. I also did item number 39, which is called Be a Genius. Let me find the page. Just this page. Oh no, because Albert Einstein. It basically says that everybody is a genius in their own way. And it talks about being left-handed. If you're left-handed, you might have a head start becoming a genius because you think more creatively than a right-handed person. And he just talks about Bill Gates and your IQ test, and that you should try out Mensa. And I've not tried out the website Mensa yet. I'm scared to try it out because I don't think I'm very intelligent, but not intelligent enough for Mensa anyway. Well, it says try the IQ test, and if you get 130 or above, then you can join Mensa, and they have like a test on the Mensa website to try it out. But yeah, there's no way on earth I'm going to be able to join Mensa. IQ of 130 plus. Saying that though, according to this little test here that I did, and it basically gives you 5 questions to complete, and you're supposed to time yourself, and I did this legit. I did an online stopwatch and I timed myself properly, and I've never seen these questions before, but the quicker that you manage to do them, the more IQ you're supposed to have. And if you do it under 10 minutes, then you're extremely gifted with 160 plus IQ, according to this. I did the tests in 1 minute 35 seconds. I don't know how. I haven't a clue. I don't know if that's because I've been trained to, well, they're similar to tests that I did as part of my learning strategies for my dyslexia. and dyspraxia, and they're sort of similar to what I did on the test that I had to do for my funding at university because of my dyslexia. So I think that's the reason why I managed to do them as quickly as I did. But I was honestly really surprised, and it's simple things like, I don't know if you see that, there's work out which flat plan turns into that pyramid, which next arrow is in the order, which next one of these is in the order, which is what is that equal to in numbers in terms of squares, and that one is working out equations using symbols. So you had to work out like what the sun is worth and what the snowflake is worth, and then complete this equation sort of thing. It's a bit strange, but yeah, no, I think the questions were too easy to reflect on what it was supposed to reflect. But yeah, I did number 39, be a genius. Now the final thing, I say I've started it because I've not quite done everything that I want to do yet, and it's do something charitable. Now, the charity that I've chosen, it's a case of, because it's going to take me a while, and I live in a different city to where I'm born, and I'm obviously going back where I live from, and I'm obviously going back for 3 weeks. So I was trying to find something that I could do in either place in terms of charity, and I decided to pick a HEX charity. And the other reason why I decided this was, I don't know if any of you have heard of Saxobiac, but if I've shared you to my friend on HEX, then you've obviously seen that. But Saxobiac was a terminal cancer person who, instead of being down about the fact that he was terminal, he went into the world of music, and he he was an amazing artist. He wrote his own songs, his lyrics, everything. He did everything himself, and he wrote songs to sort of like talk to his family, because his philosophy was that if he wrote these pieces of music, his family would have them after he'd passed. And I first heard his song Clouds last year, and then his more recent song, I can't remember the name of it right now, that's really bad, but he managed to get 2 songs turned into music videos, and they were released late last year. And I fell in love with Clouds, and then I found out his story and fell in love with the whole thing even more. But he passed away earlier on this month. He passed away on the 20th of May, and because he's so into music, I made a thread on the 21st in regards to raising money for a charity on HEX by recording myself singing songs that people have paid for. So you buy a ticket from my store, and then I will then record your request that you made. And I've had several people buy, and I've only had 2 requests, which is amazing, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just going to buy to give the money to the charity, don't worry about singing. So I'm thinking of recording a final song for everyone that didn't make a request, saying thank you to them for buying for the charity. And the charity is HT Foundation, the Harry Todd Foundation. And for those that have not heard of the Harry Todd Foundation, I didn't hear of it straight away, but there was a Hexium that was on the site for a long time who was in Hufflepuff, and her name was Pod, or Podlet. And she was before I joined the site, but she touched so many people. She was an amazing person from what I've been told, and she sounds like the most amazing person. But unfortunately she passed away, and obviously that upset a lot of people on HEX, and they made the Harry Todd Foundation in her honour. So as she was a Hexian that touched so many people, and Zach touched me with his music and touched so many people with the way he went about his life when he found out he was terminal, it sort of inspired me to do this whole raise money for the HT Foundation in his honour. So the first thing that I did, of course, was recording these music tracks of people that request after paying. So that was step 1. And that's still ongoing. I've not set an end date for that. As far as I'm concerned, until I need my store for another thing, that will keep going on. And I doubt I'll need my store for anything at this moment in time. So yeah. The second thing I do, and I've got like a little list of what I would like to do, is graphics /doodles. Everyone that knows me pretty much knows that I love doing graphics. I did have a graphic shop which I had to shut because work piled on so much and exams piled on like too much that I could not physically keep up with my orders, because as I was getting rid of 2, I was getting like 3. It was pretty ridiculous. As much as I loved the work and I loved making the graphics, it was getting too much, and I was not doing graphics for fun anymore. I was purely doing graphics just to fill out an order, which was defeat the purpose, because the whole reason why I made the shop was I love graphics, I make graphics anyway, why not earn a bit of money on it? So, but anyway, I'm going to eventually, probably once I've gone home and situated at home, do graphics and raise money that way, as in you'd still buy the same tickets from my store, but instead of requesting a song, you request a graphic. At the minute, tickets are 500 galleons, so I might lower that a bit and like have it, if you want a song you pay 500 galleons, if you want a graphic you pay 250 galleons or something, because it is all for a good cause. None of this money is going to me, it's all going to the Harry Todd's Foundation, and at the end, when I hand it over, I'm going to take like a screenshot of my store history, etc., so people can see that it literally has all gone, just to make it like clear that none of the money has gone to me, none whatsoever. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing, and I said doodles because there's a website that if you're in Ravenclaw, the Ravenclaw staff found to do the layout, and it does doodles and stuff, so I thought I might give it a go, but the only problem is doing it with a mouse and it looks a bit rubbish, so your choice whether or not you want a graphic or a doodle. But my other idea is renting out my Random Burst and my shop for advertisement, as in a case of my avatar at the moment is an election avatar, which is obvious. It's going to be changing into a next top graphic designer avatar to support Have. Yeah. But my Random Burst really just is anything and everything, and I forget to change it sometimes, pretty much. So I could easily advertise it, so have a sort of, I say silent auction, but it's not quite going to be a silent auction, as in I'm going to sell 5 tickets of 1,000 galleons each or something, and each person that buys it gets a week worth of Random Burst advertisement for anything, as long as it's hex rules appropriate, such as visit the shop at this forum, and then you've got to give me the forum and the friend number and stuff, or you've got to give me the URL basically. But that's the sort of thing that I was thinking of, quick ways to make some galleons for the Harry Todd Foundation. And that is item number 43, do something charitable. And of course it's not finished yet, but I started it this week, and I started doing the first item of my 3 items that I would like to do, so I thought I'd talk about it in this video. So yeah, what I'm planning to do this week, I've not quite decided yet, but I'm going to have a look and work it out. Like I said, I'm going home tomorrow, so it's going to be a bit difficult, but I might do a couple of things today and then record about that, because there is some ones that are making things, like there's the making badges and stuff, and I'm trying to find them off the top of my head because I've not marked pages out for this. Looking down the list, there is paint a picture good enough to hang on a wall. There is make a t-shirt. Invent a secret code, that'd be interesting. Start a collection, I could turn that into some sort of hex thing, because I do have hex collections going on. Learn to bake a cake, I've got to come up with something interesting, because I always bake all the time, so I still have yet to think of something interesting. Make your own badges, invent a new game. What else is there? Learn to say useful phrases in other languages. I'm scared to do that one, purely because I don't want to offend the countries that the languages are from. I'll tell you what countries they are. Well, I'll tell you the languages: French, Spanish, German, Italian and Chinese. I'm scared to pronounce them wrong, so. What else is there? Make a unique milkshake. Learn to take great photos. yeah, they're all different. Oh, and hide, treasure, and leave a map for friends to find it. Those are all different ideas that I could do, that I think I could do this week, or little things. But that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to record the other book video in a sec. That one, which is due as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all take care and have a great day. Here it's raining and cold and windy and just there. So I'll see you all next time. Bye.